Hello guys, Animatronics here, bringing you more Ghost in the Shell Beta Access gameplay. Today we're going to be doing a review on the 870 ICS shotgun, its pros and cons, and generally how I felt using it. Now to get into all the good stuff, we're going to do the good stuff first, because that, it's just too good not to go to first. So essentially, on paper, it says it does 80 damage. And it's a one-shot kill from short to medium range. However, the snipers, it says on paper that they do 100 damage, and they're two-shot kills. They're sporadically one-shot, but I believe this has to do with the sweet spot range. You get a damage buff if you're in the optimal range for the weapon you're using. The big problem with that is, the reason the shotgun's so good, and you're going to see me go on some insane kill streaks throughout this playthrough, but the reason that it's so good is its optimal range is short range to medium distance, and medium distance, that's where you're engaging most of the people that you fight against in this game. Very rarely are you trying to take someone out from halfway across the map, which would be the sniper's optimal distance. The ICS holds 870 holds 8 shots. It is semi-automatic. You have to shuck the action after each shot. You're gonna see that I one-shot basically everyone. Doesn't even have to be a headshot. Although I get headshots fairly frequently, even though I'm not necessarily aiming for the head. The buckshot pattern is such that you can aim for the upper chest and you're gonna get a headshot, especially at those medium distances. The shotgun almost acts as if it's it has slug rounds in it. But the main combo I liked, instead of using the regenerative armor, which I used for a fair bit, I thought that was the best thing. Like, what could be better than healing yourself? The cloak actually was my best friend, because if you're at a distance, you still are sort of at a disadvantage when it comes to someone who can get rounds down range with a fair amount of accuracy, because those rounds sort of throw you off when they hit you. But all you have to do is get one shot into the enemy. But the problem is you have to make sure you get that one shot in, because if you miss, there's a period of about half a second to where they can be spraying and praying and they're going to take you out, simply because they've got 30 rounds in the magazine that are coming out at around speeds of 600, 800 rounds per second, and you've only got one to work with every other second. I mean rounds per minute, not second. That would be insanely fast. But that was the biggest thing I had to get around. That was essentially the good stuff. So to sum up the good stuff, you have a one-hit kill shotgun that one-hit kills from short range to long range. Now on to the more less favorable items, which mainly has to do with the hit detection in this game and the clunkiness of the movement system. Your buckshot spread is a lot tighter when you're aiming down the sights, hence why it is better for you to try and aim down the sights if you're dealing with trying to hit someone who's out at the medium distance. You're going to more than likely get a one shot if you do that. If you do not, you're probably gonna have to pump 2 or 3 rounds, as you're probably gonna see throughout this playthrough as well. The thing is, with a shotgun where every shot from the time that you engage the enemy to the time that they're dead, if it's one shot, you don't have a problem with your time to kill being too high, because you can potentially instantaneously take them out. But if you miss that shot, or if the hit doesn't register, that puts you in a bad position, because now you have the enemy's attention, and whereas they have, like I mentioned before, they've got 30 rounds minimum in their magazine, they're going to be able to take you out before you're able to work the action for another round. So that was the first main issue I had. The second, with the sort of glitchiness in the movement system, you would hit the aim down sight button, and it wouldn't aim down the sight. So you end up shooting someone but not killing them. And once again, same issue. They see you, they've got maybe 70% of their health because you only hit them with half the pellets out at medium range, and they're going to excel more so when it comes to medium range, especially if they're using some of the premium weapons. Turns out the GP, if you've played Combat Arms, you're going to be familiar with NX and GP, and GP is still a thing, but it's been really inflated. Whereas you used to be able to get a weapon for around 50 to 75,000 GP on Combat Arms, now you need around 350,000 to even think about it. Luckily, most of the weapons stay around that range, so if you have 350,000, you're going to be able to get a weapon. However, if you want a scope to go on top of that, you're going to need to spend another 50,000. And my advice there is not to spend any of it, simply because the starter weapons, they're really good. I only played about 15 or so games before I unlocked the ICS 870, and I was easily able to go on kill streaks of more than 5 people just in a regular game. In fact, I was consistently reaching the top of the scoreboard with this weapon, and it's not even premium. It's just the bare 870 ICS, no attachments, no sight, no nothing. And that brings me to my secondary point. The abilities. Now the cloaking ability with the shotgun enabled me to put myself in short range, which is a one-hit kill consistently. Like, you can count on it. That by the time they see you, it's already too late, and that's what I loved about the cloaker. And I had an immense amount of fun when somebody on the other team would activate their hyper sprint. Because a hyper sprint cloaked person running around with a shotgun that one-hit kills, that was insane. So I think the best I did was 27 kills and 3 deaths. Not maybe more like 6, but you can easily see where I'm going. But the thing is, that sort of devalues the premium weapons. In Combat Arms, there is a very clear difference between premium weapons, that is the good premium weapons, and bad and the normal weapons you're able to obtain with GP, because I didn't even have to spend anything to get the shotgun. I just had to spend a couple hours of my time, and I have a weapon which is basically the Guardian. It's better than a sniper, it's better than most assault rifles, provided that your hits are on point. People are saying that the Scar H is the God gun. It's overpowered because it 2-shot kill at any range. That's what people are saying, that is the gun you want to get. I could obtain that gun right now. I have 500 GP saved up because I didn't see any need to spend it to get more killing power or killing potential, or a weapon that better suits my playstyle, because I prefer playing up close and personal anyway, and of course shotguns are essentially made specifically for that purpose. It sort of doesn't make any sense now to get any of the premium weapons. Unless you want to unlock them quicker, unless you want a greater variety of weapons to play with. But as for me right now, this being in the beta, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same when the full game releases, but generally people don't stray too much from how the beta was. So I do think they should nerf the shotgun a little bit. I think its one-hit kill range is way too long, because in my mind, sniper rifles should excel at long range, assault rifles at medium, and then shotguns and SMGs best at short range. But as for right now, you have SMGs that are performing just as well as assault rifles at medium range, and the snipers are pretty much trash, because with the snipers, they have an even longer cycle time than the shotgun does, and if you miss your shot, which can be your own fault because it's really easy to miss with the scopes on the starting sniper rifle, or just hit registration. I noticed a lot of times when my cursor was directly on the person's body and nothing happened. And of course, because you're using a sniper rifle, they notice you now. They're going to be shooting at you, and by the time you get it's scoped, the bolt action worked, and you're scoped in, and you found them again, you're already dead. So I didn't see too many people running around with the sniper setup. There was one or two who specialized in it, but the vast majority went with SMGs and the SCAR. I saw a lot of the SCAR, but I was able to overpower people who bought the premium weapons, who actually spent that money or spent that GP on a weapon I got for free. And I do think that is a little, that could be worked on. They should definitely nerf this shotgun. The only thing I did have a problem with consistently was the other shotgun. There's an auto shotgun in this game. I'm not sure if it's the USAS or the Pancor Jackhammer, but it's along it's along that vein. Now that shotgun does 50 damage per shot on paper, but I found that at medium range, it took a significant chunk of my health with one shot. And because it is fully automatic, the time to kill for that was insane. And plus, because it's buckshot, you're gonna have a very hard time missing. But just to wrap this up, the 870 it's a good shotgun. If you haven't unlocked it already, you should definitely. It's definitely worth the 15 or so matches you would have to play to get it. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss future content of this type. I'm probably going to go on ahead and unlock the SCAR, because there's two types of SCARs. One SCAR I'm actually close to unlocking without spending the NX, or the GP rather, and then there's the SCAR H, which is the two-shot weapon. I'm gonna test out the free one first, and then I'm gonna see how it compares to other assault rifles I've used. Well, this was Animatronics Digital, and I will see you in the next video.